Krew, EDC with DBD, Disabled but Deadly, and I've got another petrified fish review for you guys. You've probably seen my flavorist review where I said this is the number one sub $45 knife that I could recommend. It is front flipper only, but even without the coating, I can thumb flick it open or reverse flick it off of that blade because the blade is so tall. With the coating, it's probably even easier. But anyway, I've said this is the best sub $45 knife, and I'm about to show you its big brother, which still comes in under $50. Before I get into that, stab that like button like you mean it. /subscribe. I'd love to have you here, and you're not going to want to miss all the dope EDC and knife content coming your way. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know what's in your pockets. All right, so this petrified fish review is coming to us courtesy of my homeboy and channel sponsor, Chris Warris, who sent this knife in for review, along with a box of knives to check out and send back to him. He knew I wanted to try the petrified fish Beluga, and he sent in his, which is the black micarta and black stonewash version. And this is one awesome knife. Definitely a full-size EDC. What we're looking at here is we're looking at handle length of 4.7 inches or 120 millimeters. Whoop. A blade length of 3.62 inches or 92 millimeters, giving us an overall length of 8.35 inches or 212 millimeters. Definitely a full-size knife. It comes in right at 5 ounces or 142 grams. Your blade thickness on this is definitely a little thicker at 3.9 millimeters or 153 thousandths. But your blade is 1.33 inches tall, or width, the blade width, or 34 millimeters. So it's a very tall flat grind, almost a full flat grind. So it does come down to a decently thin edge. And this is a K110 drop point blade. You are running on ball bearing action with a liner lock. You've got this awesome front flipper here that is actually easier than the flavorists. That jimping goes all the way up. It doesn't go over, but it does go all the way up. And it's even with the softened edges and the coating on it, it's so easy to grab. And it looks counterintuitive. It looks like it's too low of a front flipper. Normally you look for one that sticks up a little higher, but it's so easy to manipulate that front flipper. Also, it has a fuller on it that is very easy to use for the thumb flick, reverse flick, or even the 5-finger flick challenge. As you shall see, this knife is ultimate master level of 5-finger flick challenge. Short coming up. We've got that K110 blade is big enough that it just drops so nicely on those ball bearings. Our micarta and petrified fish uses very nice micarta. I've seen the quality of their other micarta, and I've handled the flavorist as well, and this micarta is fantastic. And we are contoured on our handles. Our scales are contoured to make it more comfortable. we've got a mid-length back spacer with a hidden lanyard post, which is the way to do it, I think. So the folks that like lanyards can have them on there, and it doesn't mar the aesthetics of the knife. Your jimping on that blade, it is kind of soft with that coating and the way the edges are chamfered, but it's still grippy enough to be useful. And I can grab it back here if I want to grab up on the blade a little bit. The meat of my thumb is still resting on that jimping. It's a sharpening choil, not a finger choil, but the way that this is, I could try, squeeze up here if I needed to behind that edge. I can trigger pull behind that edge, but it's plenty comfortable back here. And whether you're hammer fisting it or saber grip, whether you've got it turned around, the handle's very comfortable for that. Beef Jerky Avenger grip, it allows me to cap off the butt end very comfortably. That contoured scales fit in my hand very nicely. I've got plenty of room between me and that blade if I have to avenge that jerky. If I have to flip it around and use it as a raking motion, then it's even more comfortable, more locked in, I should say, because my thumb behind the butt end of the blade and the pocket clip fits right in here in these fingers, so that I'm really locked in, and really, even if I get some beef jerky juice on my hands, I don't feel like I'm gonna slip. Plus, micarta tends to get grippier as it gets wet. So this is a great work knife. You can hold this full-size handle with gloves, and even if the knife gets wet, you're still going to be able to work with it. I'm really impressed with this knife. This is one of Petrified Fish's earlier knives. It's a Nashorn design. I meant to point that out. Nashorn designs, the Petrified, or the Beluga, the Mini Beluga, the Tonto Beluga, Beluga fixed blade, and the Petrified Fish Viking are all Nashorn designs. I believe there may be something coming along the pipeline in the not too distant future to keep an eye out on. But if you've felt his ergonomics, you're gonna know that you probably already dig Nashorn designs. Real cool dude. I've chatted with him a few times on Instagram. But back to the knife. With Petrified Fish, this is, I believe, their older packaging. I have it right here. I thought I had it right here. Anyway, I thought I had my Petrified Fish box handy from... Oh, I do. Nope, that's Giant Mouse. Anyway, they're still doing a multiple stage box with a slide and the box insert, but now it's out of some different recycled cardboard. You get a Petrified Fish sticker, you get a cleaning cloth, you get an air freshener, which I think is really dope. Petrified Fish really hooks you up. And this knife, for everything you're getting, this full-size knife, is coming in at $48.99. Now, I don't see the black micarta and black wash offered at the moment, but they have other colors of micarta. They have G10, and then they have coated and non-coated blades. K110 is Bowler's D2 steel, so it is not a stainless steel. It's one I haven't personally had Krew have any corrosion issues on any of them that I have. Same with my D2, but most of what I have is coated. And this coating is really going to help with that corrosion. But just keeping it clean and oiled will make sure you don't have those issues. And K110, just like D2, is known for holding an edge for a long time. Let's check. See, I know this is a used knife, and I believe still on the factory edge. And as you can see, even with that thick blade stock, because the grind starts so high, this knife is very slicey. Very slicey. Just like its cousin, or brother, whatever you want to call it, the Flavorist. To give you a size comparison, here's the Petrified Fish Beluga and the Flavorist Spear Point. If we go pivot to pivot, you can see at least a ½ inch on the handle, maybe an inch of blade, and not quite, but quite a bit more blade length than the Flavorist. Let's take a look at a couple of more knives. How about the CJRB Bowie Pyrite? As you can see, quite a bit shorter than the Bowie Pyrite. How about another full-size knife? Here's the Monster Urban Grip. Very similar in length, which means you will be very similar in length to the PM2. Yeah, very close. PM2 has a little more handle. The Petrified Fish has a little more blade. So as you can see, very full-size EDC. I've spent several days with this knife already, and I'm going to spend some more time with it. But Petrified Fish makes some killer front flippers. And if you don't like a front flipper only, this has a fantastic fuller that you can use for the thumb or any other flick you want to use it for. If I can make it work, there we go. So you can use this to practice your front flipping skills while also having an easy way to open it without using that front flipper. Based on the quality of this knife and the the Flavorist, I would highly recommend this, especially under $50. This is one of the better sub $50 knives that you've got out there. You do have a very deep carry, disappears behind the scales, deep carry pocket clip, tip up as the gods intended, and reversible for lefties. So this is a knife pretty much anybody can use. Big hands, small hands, righties, lefties, front flippers, and spidey flickers alike. Everybody can use the Petrified Fish Beluga. I will have my affiliate link below. That does help the channel when you use my links, but that's completely up to you. Let me know if you carry any Petrified Fish knives and what you think of them. Don't forget to stab that like button like you mean it. And if you didn't already, /subscribe. Don't forget to let me know what you're carrying. Stay safe, stay frosty, and most importantly, stay deadly.